you're losing, right?
Yep. Welcome back
Straight to my final phase.
Another exciting episode of Deck Pro.
Threw a galactical grenade at you.
I'll be your host, Coach.
Wait.
And today we have a special guest.
I'm talking about that bitch is
I believe you can refer to me as Fun Time.
Okay, whatever.
The name's Kai.
Have Kai Fun Time with his Thunder Emperor friends deck profile that he just won the Redcap shop tournament. This is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Take it away, Kai.
Alrighty here. This here is my Thunder Emperor's Fang deck. As you can see, my buddy is Furious Bots SD. I know a lot of people have varying choices on the buddies and what they believe is good and believe isn't good, but he's my buddy not only because, yes, I'm going to be that guy. Boss is my favorite monster in all of Buddy Fight, because if you're paying attention, you'll see the narrow combo over here. Thunder Dragon makes sense. Another reason why he's actually my buddy is because he's a bot that does not have a call cost. Because he doesn't have a call cost, I can get him onto the field, and that actually sets up into a combo later on in the deck. He gives me a life, and he provides 2 life because he's my buddy, and also he charges 2 gauge for literally no call cost. So yeah, this is why this is my buddy, and I guess we'll move on to the rest of the deck.
Oh, that's definitely a fun time.
Yeah. As stated before, I play 4 of my buddy, which is Furious Bots SD. Again, just to reiterate, he gains me 2 life because of the buddy gift and his own personal skill, and he gives me 2 gauge for no call cost, and he has bots in the name. That's really, really important in this deck specifically because of the way that I built it. I play him at 4. This guy has been with me since like the first iteration of Thunder Empire. He's really, really good. This is Misfiring Demon Globes, also known to me as Michael Jackson. We'll get into that later. Skill is very simple. You know, somebody else comes in, he sees it, charge a gauge, draw a card, and when he attacks, he can even pass the credit out to anybody, including himself. Good card. I play 4 of this card here. His name is Connect Ninja Tamanoshi. He's a very integral part of my advantage engine. Most of my advantage engine consists of tiny size 1 monsters or less. And what he does is when he sees someone else come into the field, he allows him to get the top 3 cards of my deck, choose one of them that's Thunder Empire from among, show my opponent, put it into my hand. Good cards, good. Selective draw, if you will. Rounding off the advantage engine I was speaking of earlier, my little tiny dudes, I have Operative Spear. Operative Spear is kind of similar to Globes in the sense that he charges a gauge and he would draw you a card, but the stipulation is that you must have 2 different worlds on the field. The difference, instead of getting additional crit, what he does instead is that when he comes on the field, he gains you a life. The life gaining always happens, but the draw is conditional upon the worlds on the field.
As you scan the asteroid, you notice that it
Then we have the last 4 of monster in the deck. He is a size 2, and me personally, I believe no Thunder Empire deck is complete without him. This is the actual buddy of the deck. This is Thunder Empire Corpse Leader Borrow Bots. He's a size 2, 13k tech power, 2 critical, 6,000 defense. He gets conditional double attack and conditional triple attack. The triple attack is dependent upon the number of worlds in the drop zone. Also, the thing about this card is that his overturn allows him to gain critical based on the amount of different worlds you have in the drop zone. And this can be used at any time during your turn. So you can kind of use him to sneak in damage by attacking, waiting for your opponent to give you a response or not. And if they don't, and they're within range of lethal, you can just discard a card. That card you discarded actually contributing to the additional worlds. And hit them for a 6, 7, 8, 9 crit. The highest I ever got him was 11.
You would have killed me. I would have lost to a misplay. Alright, this one.
Okay. now that we've covered all of the 4-ofs in my deck, let's go to the spicy 1-ofs. These are monsters, of course. Most of my 1-ofs are actually friendship cards, and what I mean by that is I have to beg, plead, and work for it, and by work I mean train with my friends to achieve these cards. So the first one would be Black Arc Dragon River Pain. I only run him at 1 copy. I do have other Darkness Dragon World cards in the deck, however, I run him at 1 only because of his effect. And this is what it is. So you call him onto the field, he pops a monster, that's good. But the effect that really makes this card shine is his Black Arc Induction. So during either a player's combat phase or attack phase, you can pop any monster on your field and summon another Black Dragon and or Thunder Empire from your hand by paying its call cost to the battlefield. I cannot tell you how many times I've, I don't know, given an additional critical to him, attacked twice with him, that's still a 6 damage, that's more than half your life, and then I summon bots and use Overturn for the additional 7 damage in 1 turn. So, River Pain's a good card, that's why I run him. The next 1-of I run is a suggestion from my good friend Brandon. This card has saved my bacon so many times it hurts. This is Overturn Ice Emperor Caesarea. If you're familiar with the Buddy Fight anime, you know what this guy is and you know what he's about. But his overturn form allows him to essentially reset the game. He returns all cards from drop zone, gauge, hand, and field, with the exception of himself, back to the deck and resets it. This guy is really good against tanky matchups or hyper lethal matchups such as the Swords, also known as Leviathan. I run 1 Arc Dragon Baribalo. He helps with world consistency. He gains me life. He goes back to my hand, allow me to discard him later on for skills. He's tiny, he's weak, but Sonic the Hedgehog is always going to be in my deck. Good card's good. Big boy of the deck, the reason why I run Furious Bots SD is my buddy. This is Turbulent Warlord Dragon. Borrow Bots, Drago Royale. He is the biggest monster in my deck, and he is also, quote-unquote, the strongest. He has infinite attack power, 2 critical, 7,000 defense. His skill, he naturally has double attack, he cannot be rested, and he cannot be destroyed on my turn. His abilities cannot be nullified either. In addition to that, he has Overthrow. His Overthrow allows me to pay 3 gauge and throw away a card at the beginning of the attack phase, and this gives him Hextuple attack. For those of you who aren't familiar with terminology, Hextuple means 6. 6 attacks, 2 critical, all going towards wherever I want it to go. And with all the stuff I have in the deck, I can make it so you can't do anything about it. Really love this card. I would not run him more than 2, but I wouldn't run him less than 2 either, so 2 is a sweet spot for me. And the last monster in my deck. This is actually a new card from the new set. It's a monster, but not technically. I run Bots' Protection, Draconificator Gala. It is a monster, but when I equip it, it becomes an item. It allows me to essentially use this guy's Overthrow once more. So I can use Overthrow twice in a game. This card is so strong, I was able to use Overthrow and Overturn in the same combat phase and deal something around 37, 45-ish damage to my opponent. So, the card's good. Those are all the creatures in my deck. Let's move on to the items. Alright, first item. Thunder Emperor symbol. Pay 2. 7,000 attack power, 2 critical. It allows me to charge 1 gauge once per turn when I summon a creature, and it can't be destroyed. So, it's also different worlds. That's the reason why I run it. Just a moment.
Artificial gravity is still functional.
Yeah. Let me call you back.
Okay.
Okay.
I lied to you. There is no
The next item I run is Descending Lightning Deity, Suchi Ikazuchi. This is a Danger Wheel card. I essentially run it because it gives anybody a weapon penetrate, including itself. 5 attack power, 2 crits. Last item I run on the deck is Dragon Fang's Fist Bot's Fang. I run this because if I have 4 or more different worlds in the drop zone, it gets double attack and penetrate, which is really good. That's 4 damage no matter what's in the center, and yeah, double attack. Let's move on to the spells. I play 3 copies of Black Sand Castle because one of the most effective ways to ruin my attack phase is to bounce my creatures. I played this also because it's a different world and its additional skill allows me to pop it and reduce the damage of the next damage I would take by 3. So this is a really good card. I used to run it at 4. However, the problem you're going to encounter in a Thunder Empire's Fang deck is consistency. And I need a space, so I cut it down to 3. Next card I run at 3, this is a matter of consistency, is the Fighter's Oath. The Fighter's Oath is a module card. It allows me to gain life and gauge based upon the number of different worlds on my field. So if, let's say, I had this card here and a bunch of different dudes on the field, let's say a Danger World, a Dragon World, a Legend World, this would allow me to say, alright, cool, let's gain 4 or 5 life, 4 or 5 gauge, whatever. Put it into the drop zone for later on to count towards my boxes overturn. So yeah, I played 3 of that. I play 4 copies of Thunderbolt Marked Urn. I play forward because this shield doesn't care if I have anything on the field. It doesn't care who's attacking what, and it's a different world. And also, it doesn't have shield in the name, so for those very niche situations where people have things that say, let's say, you can't block with cards that say something something shield, whatever, this really helps me out. So I play I play 3 copies of Friendship card, Demon Lords, Roaring Dragon Blast. This card has also helped me out of several pinches. It draws cards based on the amount of cards it destroys, and it destroys all monsters on my opponent's field. I would not run it at 4 only because there are situations where it clogs my hand, and also it's a Dragon World card, which reduces my consistency. So run it at 3. And the MVP of the day, I guess, I run 3 copies of another dual chest card, Loud Voice. Loud Voice is an amazing card. It allows me, at counter speed, to throw away any amount of cards I want from my hand, and for each card I discard, my opponent's entire board, that's monsters, items, cards, whatever, it's reduced by 3,000 attack power and 3,000 defense and 1 critical. So say for example, if I use Loud Voice and I discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, that means my opponents are reduced by 3, 6, 9, 12, 15,000 power, 15,000 defense, and 5 critical for the turn. And this card is just, I can't even tell you. If you play Thunder Empire, please try your best to get copies of this. This card is integral.
Till it get banned. Till it get banned. Until it get banned, right? Regular list.
Yeah, I guess until it get banned. My feelings. 2 copies of Thunder Extra Track. This card has been around for quite some time, so you guys know what it does. I can grab an item, or I can grab a monster. Or an impact. That's also important, but I actually took impacts out of my deck. I like them. They're very important. Final phase is a thing, but consistency is also a thing in my deck. And if you're playing Thunder Empire, you just want to go for the yeet. I'll play 2 copies of World Linking Key, the first, Drago Uno. This card essentially says I cannot lose the game for that turn. I destroy everything on the field in my hand, throw it all away, get a fresh hand of 6, and if I do not kill my opponent on the next turn, I lose the game. So this is a go big or go home card. Please don't hit a Bushiro, hope you're listening. The final spell in my deck is In the Name of the Thunder Empire. A lot of people who also play Thunder Empire told me this was a bad card, told me to take it out, told me it wasn't worth running, but this card has actually saved me. Oh, they won't be named. This card has saved me so many times because there have been times where I had nothing in my hand, and I would use in the name of the Thunder Empire to grab Tamanoshin and grab Operative Spear, generate advantage, get bots into my hand, call them onto the field, and just win the game. Yes, it's only that one, and yes, I don't need it to win, but if it's in my hand and all of my good stuff are in the drop zone, this card can win me the game by itself. So yeah, that is my main board, and I guess I'll go on my sideboard. So, my sideboard's a bunch of 2-ofs. Sideboard's a bunch of 2-ofs. They're for niche situations that I encounter that really piss me off. So, I run Semi-Maro to bounce stuff such as Gear Gods and fucking Athura. I guess you can bleep that out. He also gives me a gauge in a different world, so that's why I run him. I run Overturn Armored Dragon, Drum Bunker Dragon, because his skill states that his overturn, when he attacks with an item, when you use it, he gets 3 additional critical, and, no, 2 additional critical, infinite power, and you cannot respond to it. He also nullifies the abilities of all cards in battle with him, all monsters. So, this card can win the game just off the strength of. 2 copies of Thunder X Goodbye, because, you know, someone calls something, use overturn, I'm like, cool, get rid of it. I don't care how much critical you have, or cool, call it to the middle, you have no soul, you have no soul guard, get rid of it. I'm not dealing with it. It also saves my cards, and it's a different world, Magic World, so it's just a 3-in-1. Get rid of a card, save one of my cards, put a card into the drop, help out bots. I run 2 of this card here, Thunderbolt Fighting Dragon, Demon Godel. I run 2 of him because he acts as a shield, he has counterattack, 7,000 power to crit, and he allows me at counter speed to discard a card from my hand to rest and or destroy an item. And that is important, especially when you don't have that much defense in your deck. He's also a Danger World card, which adds to consistency. And the last card in my sideboard, one of the most important cards in my sideboard, because today would not have been possible. I would not have gone undefeated today if I didn't have this. Thunderbone's Spark Gala. This tiny little dude, 1,000 power, 1,000 defense, a measly 2 crit. That's nothing. It doesn't matter. It's whatever, right? What matters with this card is that he allows me to actually move a size 3 or less monster from the center out of the way. He also has Shadow Dive. So with this card, I can move a Thor out the way. I can move Gear God out the way. I can move a card that has 6... I'm sorry?
You can't move Gear God.
I can't move him. Why?
Because he's a size 30.
You're right. I'm sorry, I said Gear God. I can move Gear God's size 3s out of the way. And I can also use this card to go under things. It's a Darkness Dragon World card, so it adds to my consistency. And in the event that, of course, I can't deal with cards like Gear God, I can just bounce them. So this is basically my anti-middle package right here. I'll usually take something out that wasn't doing so hot in the main board, side these 4 in, and if I really need that thing in the middle to move, I'm siding in all 6 of these guys. These are kind of win more. These are the bread and butter. So yeah, that's my deck. Hope you guys like it. And if not, you all suck anyway. Have a fun time.
Thanks again, Kai, for deck profile. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you know ways to improve his deck, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, that's Kai. That's Norikami.
Long as you know.
There you go. See you all in the next video.
Bye-bye.